Welcome to TyraniTalk, the Tuesday recap of Pokemon, okay? Huge. I was saying, before I realized that I had my mic muted, I always muted during the intro, so that you can't hear me talking while Pikachu is running around. Oh, that's funny. But what I was saying is, I was thinking about doing this, maybe bi-weekly instead of weekly, like usual. Not removing the streaming portion. We'll still stream, we'll still play games and stuff and have fun. But just the TyraniTalk portion. I think making it bi-weekly would be good for me and for you as the viewers. Like, I think that as someone who has a job from like a 9 to 5, making a PowerPoint once a week is kind of a slog. And I don't want this to ever feel like a slog, So it's just not trying to sound like a complainy way. I think it's just adjusting as we develop over time, what's sustainable. But I think also doing bi-weekly will just make it more impactful as well. So we'll have to talk about, more things I picked up that the past couple weeks instead of just being 1 week, things I ripped, hits I got, all the news, So I think it'll be a lot of fun that way, and we'll still get to hang out once a week. It'll just be in different capacities, That's beautiful. So I also had to apologize for the beginning because very hectic, but still having issues reading the chat. So if you see me look down, I'm probably looking at the YouTube chat down below because I have it open on my phone. Yeah, so it's been a great week for Pokemon. Pokemon Day is coming up this Friday, so it's a really big week if you're tuning in. It's going to be huge, so we have a lot to talk about today because we haven't had a show in 2 weeks, so let's just jump right in. Let's talk like Tyranitar does. Pokemon card of the week. Big bang to start off with. You know that I like to incorporate a hit that either one of you got, one that I got, or one that my friends got. So this week it's me, as you may know by the background there of the card. But I packed the Mega Zygarde from Perfect Order, or what's it called in Japanese? Nihil Zero, excuse me. So this is my first time packing a SIR from a Japanese set, and it was just really sick to me packing it before Perfect Order was even out. It just felt like I was part of like an exclusive club, I felt like a Japanese person for once. Arigato. Thank you for the hospitality. And so yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Mega Zygarde fan. I'm not the biggest Zygarde fan. I think his the way he works with like the cells and having different forms is really cool. I just don't really love any of the forms, and the Mega one is the worst one for sure. I tried to edit on the massive dildo onto his noggin, but I do. Without all that being said, I think that this is one of the coolest Mega cards that we've gotten. And I'm not just saying that because I packed this one. If you go watch, I think probably the first episode of TyraniTalk, I even said it then that that's a sick card. So not my favorite Pokemon, but that card is really cool. Every time, I mean, it feels like they do this with every Mega card that they make in an SIR. They always have the pre-evolutions, and so, you end up with at least four Pokemon on the card. I mean, this one you have 5 because he's got, the Mega form, the 100% form, 50% form, 10% form, and the cells. So you have 5 different Pokemon species on this card, basically. It's so sick. So I was super stoked. I had just randomly I need to practice the star method more for my storytelling on here. But what happened is I was at my local card shop on a Saturday, and yeah, they had Nihil Zero for $3.50 a pack, which is pretty generous. Most places would be selling it for at least 5. So I bought 5, and on the 5th pack I got this. So that was super sick. Very pumped with this card. I was a little concerned on the left to right centering when I was looking at it, but now that I'm looking at it in this picture, it honestly looks perfect. So I do plan on getting this graded. I have it in a what's it called, card saver. So we'll see, report back in 8 months when we get it back from PSA finally. So heads up on that, really don't blink, you might miss it. So now let's go ahead and just chat about what I spent my cash on the past couple weeks here. I opened my last GameStop Power Packs. I just kind of got everything I think I wanted out of them as far as having the fun with opening them, and because they are fun to open. it is a little stressful sometimes when you're like, oh no, I've spent a lot of money on this and I still don't have anything good. But it is fun to like get something and like trade back in and try to, you know, calculate out like, oh, how can I, you know, open this pack to get like this amount of trade-in value and then open this one and like, oh, I'll go back to the starters and grind my way up to a silver. It's like, it sounds stupid, but it's pretty fun. But I think I've done enough of that. I have enough slabs too now. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I've already hit like what I want to hit out of it. You know, I got a really cool Charizard. So yeah, you know, it was fun. I don't want to spoil the news, but there is GameStop Power Pack news later in the episode. So stay tuned for that. These were my 3 hits though from, oh, I forgot to include 2 other ones actually. You know what? We'll save it for next episode. They're going to take a long time to get here anyways, but there's two more that I got, that I didn't picture that are really cool. But these 3 were like 1 session out of the last 2 sessions, I should say. So these 3 were really cool. They're in Japanese, so you know, they're worth not as much. I think the Gardevoir is like 160, maybe 170. Really cool card though. I mean, beautiful. I think we all know that from Mega Symphonia / Mega Evolution in English. The Seismitoad, the Shinji Kondo Seismitoad, you know, that one got pumped really high for a while. I think this thing in English is like $800 and it's like barely 100 in Japanese. And then this Mewtwo V-Star, I thought would be more just because he's a Rainbow Mewtwo. There's probably not that many of those out there. And it is one of the better cards from Pokemon Go, but in a 10, I think it's only like 120. So pretty affordable card, honestly. So all in all, I think I spent like $400 on this particular purchase, and they're probably worth like 300 something, you know. So not a bad deal, honestly. Kind of cooked on that one and got some cool cards that I really like. So I also got some pickups from my local card shop. These are just some cheaper cards that I wanted, but really cool ones. I got a lot of just common and uncommon like Delta Species cards. Is there any? I really love this Comia Vibrava. I don't think I have that one even in my Flygon binder yet, and it's a sick one. And I really love this Croconaw, which is a Yukimori, because I already have a Totodile Delta Species as well. It's also electric type, and I know there's a Feraligatr out there, so hopefully I can pick up a damaged one and add it to the collection. Some other highlights, a Mimikyu Yukimori. That was pretty cool. You gotta love the Yukimori cards. I didn't have that one yet, so that's going in the Yukimori binder. A couple Celebrations pickups as well. I'm getting to the pricier side of Celebrations now that this isn't nearly as pricey as it can get, but definitely kind of got a lot of the uncommon and common cards. But these 2 are really cool too. Like, I love the full art Fat Pikachu. I really do love the Lance and Charizard promo. That thing's really sick. And then lastly on the singles, just 2 cards for my connecting arts. This Shedinja and the Ninjask. And that one's actually completed. I have a picture later on if you are watching and not just listening. And the Wimpod / Golisopod. So the Wimpod's the upper portion, and then the Golisopod's like underneath, kind of on like the bottom of the ship. So I don't have the Golisopod yet, but we'll get there. We're working on that collection. Then I just wanted to show some of the slabs that I've gotten in since the last episode, because I probably included these in pictures from the Power Pack cycle, but these are some of the cards that I have gotten in actually in the mail since we started doing all that. And I gotta say, they look beautiful. Like, they are. I plan on selling some of these. We'll get to that later. But some of them are just like too cool to separate myself from. Like, the Unagaba cards are really cool, but like, if I'm gonna have one of those, I'm gonna want, because I'm just such a hardcore like collector, like completionist, like if I have one of these cards in my possession, I just know that I'm gonna try to master set it. So what my goal is to sell this card and then just get all of the cards raw, which I think there's just 10, because it's just the evolutions and the Pikachu, I believe. So that's my master Giga Chad plan there. Hello Moroske, thanks for joining in. Yeah, so I think that's my master plan there, is just to sell the Pikachu into 10. He's worth, I think, like 200 or more, and then buy the rest raw. So I think it should be enough to cover it, and I think it's a sick master set too. Some other highlights are the Magikarp Shinji Kondo art. I'm not selling that one. I don't know if I'm gonna crack it or not, is the thing. So I might crack it just so I can have it as a binder copy, but a 9's not that bad. And it's only worth like maybe a little over $100. So if you do want the Magikarp, that is a good way to get it. Is to buy a Japanese one. It's significantly cheaper. The other one that I definitely won't sell is Charizard V, that sleeping Charizard. I just wanted that one for a while. I think Venusaur back there, like, aura farming on a rock is sick too. Like, you can barely see him. But I do love that card, and it's one of the promos, I think, from the UPC, that Sword and Shield one. And I do also have the Charizard V-Star from that, where he's fighting Mewtwo. So it'd be cool to just have all three. Now, the ones that I am pretty sure I'm selling, even though it's hard, it's just like, well, I just put a lot of money into getting these slabs, and it's not that I want to take the money out of my collection or out of Pokemon, but it's like, well, these are sick cards, but I kind of just want to trade them around so that I can get more specific cards that, like, I want, you know? The hardest, like, they're all gonna be hard to separate with, but, like, I do think I need to sell the Mega Charizard, that PSA 10 one from Evolutions, the Viridian Forest, the gold one from Unified Minds, and that Arcanine from Literally Base Set. They're all hard for different reasons. The Mega Charizard is tough because it's really cool, and it's like a pretty expensive, you know, slab, and I just love the old Mega Arts from the XY era, but it's just worth a good bit, and like, I like Charizard, but there's so many people who like him more that it just inflates the price so much that I'm like, you know, he's not even like a top 10 Pokemon for me. Like, it's like most of the time when I get a Charizard, it's just not worth it for me to keep because I could buy so much more stuff that I like with that value, you know? So you gotta share the Charizard love and spread it out. The Viridian Forest, I know it's just a gold card, but like, that has to be the coolest like full gold card I've seen yet. Like, at least for items, but like maybe even for Pokemon, honestly. It's competing. Like, it's just so beautiful, and like seeing that in a 10 too is just, it's really special, honestly. It is a really cool card to see in person. It's hard to explain when you're just looking at a picture on some dude's PowerPoint, you know? Not gonna hit as hard. And then lastly, the Arcanine is crazy. Like, that thing is genuinely gonna be the hardest one to part with, because I'm sure we've all seen this card. Like, if we think of an Arcanine TCG card, you can probably just blink, and it's like when you stare at a light bulb too long, and like, you know, it leaves the imprint of the light bulb when you blink. Like, you probably just blink and see the damn Arcanine on the hill. I mean, it's a sick card, but I think the thing with our memory is too is like seeing this thing in this condition was genuinely bonkers when I saw it for the first time, because I think also along with, oh, let me think of an Arcanine card. When I think of that card, it's like crumpled, you know, like whitening to death, you know. It's like, it's crazy. Like, it's seeing this card, this old card that I've just never seen in good condition, like in a PSA 10, is just crazy. Like, it's really cool to see. That being said, though, it's like, it's worth like a good bit. So again, it's like, I really would love to keep this, but I feel like this is one of the higher cards of my like sellable collection. So I might try to do that, and with the money from those cards that I mentioned, I'm really trying to secure the Team Magma's Groudon and Team Aqua's Kyogre. Those are the two big ones I'm going for. I think I could get them combined for like maybe 500 in like decent condition, nothing like near mint, but yeah, that's the goal. I love those cards so much, and they're grails for me. And at this point, very cool card, but at this point collecting, I'm kind of like, I want to just keep getting cooler and cooler cards than what I already have, you know? Not necessarily just have like this guy join the pack, you know? I really value packing a card and then grading it and keeping those in a 10 too. So it's like, if there's a slab that I buy or get from Power Pack, something like that, I'm just way more likely to sell it, because I love having the full 360-degree sentimental value, the love globe, you know, of buying the pack, knowing exactly when and where you bought it. Opening it yourself and going through that grading experience, the gruel of having to just wait to get it back from PSA, you know, like, you earned that card, you know, which, you know, is also hard, makes it harder to sell cards that I grade. But I digress. These are some of the recent PSA slabs that have come into my possession, and just kind of what I'm going to do with them. I've also finally gotten some cards I've ordered, or packs, sealed stuff that I've ordered. I did mention the XY Flashfire sleeved pack on my last episode, but we did get it this week, and it is really minty. It looks really minty. I was unfortunately, it's really unfortunate that Kangaskhan is the sleeve that I got. Maybe that's why it wasn't worth much, because it was like I got this for like 140 recently, so very surprised. Because again, sleeved Flashfire is something I've been waiting to find at a card show, because I don't want to just buy a loose pack, because I think that's kind of around when weighing stopped being able to be done, when they like made the code cards to counterbalance. But I just, you know, I hear that you can still weigh those, so I don't want to risk it, and that's why I was waiting so long for a Flashfire sleeve pack, just so you knew it wasn't tampered with, you know. No mongrel got their hands on it and their super glue, you know, pasting it all over the place, trying to scam my ass to make 20 bucks. No siree. Give me this sleeve back. Got it from a reputable shop too, so that was good. Big W is the first Ascended Heroes item that has come into my possession. This was huge. I honestly couldn't believe that I got it, just because of how hard Ascended Heroes has been to come by. How many people are just getting their orders canceled too. Like a ton of people who ordered these Pokemon Center ETBs got their orders canceled. One of my friends was one of them. So I've heard about that happening more recently. I don't know if it's a stock issue and like they were just too late in line and they, you know, had to adjust for the stock they actually had, or if it's a botting thing and they're mistaking people for bots. I've never had one get canceled, a Pokemon Center one. That it would be honestly be devastating for me though. Like, these things are way too expensive now, so I'm glad that I was able to get one. I'm sorry if you guys had your orders canceled or are still having a hard time getting any Ascended Heroes. If it makes you feel better, me too. This is the only Ascended Heroes that I have, or I still haven't opened any, and it's almost March. So yeah, I would love to say good things about this set. I like Mega Dream, but it's just I really have nothing to say about the opening experience yet, because I'm just not gonna rip one of these ETBs for sure. They're just too hard to come by. Ripping it is just, it just feels like a crime right now. So yeah, one of them's going to my sealed collection. We'll see what happens with the other one. This is the biggest news and kind of what has been keeping me very busy the past couple weeks. But I am finally going to be vending at my first card show as an actual vendor. So if you are around in the Triangle of North Carolina, from February 27th to March 1st, although I'll only be there, what's the 24th? So Wednesday's 25th, Thursday 26th, 27th. I'm going to be there the 28th and 29th so the Saturday and Sunday of this weekend. And I will be a vendor for once, instead of just running around trying to make trades and spending all of my money. The ultimate goal of kind of doing power packs was just to build up, not just build up like a supply of cards to sell, because it's like, you know, I'm not just trying to offload cards I don't want, because I do genuinely want to keep all the cards that I've brought home from power packs, but I think I did it knowing that I was going to use some of them just to vend with and get started with that, because I really want to, I just love just getting to hang out in the Pokemon community, meet people who are also into it, and just have a great time. And you know how I love making kind of content around this, and this is just a great way to also engage with Pokemon fans. So yeah, doing the GameStop Power Packs was a double whammy, because then I could share the terrible hit rates of GameStop Power Packs with you all, and now I can share the hits themselves with you too. But trying out being a vendor is something that I've really wanted to do for a long time. I just didn't really have the inventory to. So the Power Packs and just stuff that I've graded and other cards that I have in the past, stuff like that, have kind of just helped me hit that point where I'm like, I feel like I have enough inventory to do a card show for a weekend. So I'm super excited. It's going to be a crazy good time. Yeah, it's going to be long days, and I have no idea what to expect really, but I've been preparing for weeks for this, so hopefully I won't be like too overwhelmed. I don't really have any expectations right now. My one goal is to just have a great time, meet lots of fans, and honestly, if I met one person who knows the name Rubber Rombondle or Brandon fan, I would probably cry on the spot. So if you are gonna attend this show and you do want to come say hi, please do. There is going to be a mystery surprise for the first person who comes over to my booth and sings, "It's Rubber Rom Bondle time." It's Rubber Rom Bundle time. Oh, that's all you have to do, and you're gonna get a free prize. And I promise it's not just some common card. Okay, we'll make it worth your public humiliation of singing. But please, if you are going to be in the area, please come on out. I'm super excited. I've been wanting to do this for ages. As soon as I found out about vending, honestly. So yeah, couldn't be more stoked. Come hang out. It'll be so sick. So that was the biggest announcement for me personally. Whew, big day. But time for a collection update. Not much to share as far as, like, you saw the Delta species I bought. I did want to share a picture of what the completed art looks like for Shedinja Ninjask now that I have that. Because it's really beautiful, honestly, and this is probably like a $5 total connecting art. Like, you can pick this up, $2 or $3 each. So that's sick. If you like these Pokemon, you're a Hoenn stan like me, and if you want to save money too, even buy them in Japanese. They're even cheaper there. So I was also scrounging around and found some of my sleeves from my childhood. I don't know why. I thank God that I was just a particular child, because I kept sleeves, which is crazy. I don't think any kids keep sleeves. But I found these sleeves that I had from growing up. I have some other Hidden Legends ones that I'll share next week, but these I just thought were so cool because it's EX Emerald and it has the two main game legendaries. I would love to have a Rayquaza one, but this is sick. Also, from looking at this, I didn't even know this until now, but EX Emerald appears to have only had 9 cards in a pack, which is whack. Fun fact too, the Double Crisis, the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire set from XY, only has 7. So Groudon and Kyogre be doing weird things to their packs, man. They're taxing your packs. They're taking cards out of it, dude. Groudon's burning them and Kyogre's drowning them. Recently ripped has not been much, because my ripping has mostly been going towards the power packs, the Slabinos, and yeah, other than that, it was pretty much just those 5 packs that I got of Nihil Zero. So my first pack had first pack and last pack magic, and honestly, the only 2 times that I can really recall having an abundance of either of those. But the Rowlet was my first one, and I was stoked with just that off of 5 packs. Like, I'm obsessed with that card. He just looks like such a cute little munchkin there, like a little egg, You just want to pick him up and carry him around. He's adorable. So he's already in my Woodlands page of my top loader binder. Fit right in there perfectly. And then obviously the Mega Zygarde too. I was freaking out. I was actually just like laughing. I was like, there's no way. Like, how? It's too crazy. It's just surreal. So love that card. Not gonna grade the Rowlet, but I will definitely grade the Mega Zygarde. PSA update for my current submissions. So I did one submission of 4 back in December 9th, I think. That one was pretty low value. I think I had like a Mega Lopunny, an SIR Excadrill, a couple other cards like a Vigoroth, Cosmos Hollow, one other card that I can't remember. But then the submission that I had in January 5th, the day after my birthday, because we had a huge ripping party, that one was 11 cards, and that included some bangers, some like over $1,000 of cards for sure. Like, it had the Rayquaza VMAX. It had the UPC promos for the Mega Charizard. Just a lot of other good stuff too. And I probably have like 5 or so cards that I want to send out now. I'm just waiting because it's not even far. It's like a 15-20 minute drive. But I'm like, if I'm going to go to the specific GameStop in the mall, I'm just going to wait till mine come back. But the amount of time it's taking, I should probably just go. But we'll see. We'll see after this weekend, honestly, after how the card show goes and how much money I spend. Yeah, so all that to say, that's my current submission, and I have no updates. The earlier submission of 4 cards has been changed to in processing. It's been there for like multiple weeks. The other ones are just arrived, so I have no news on that end. Pikachu, thank God, has news about just general Pokemon, though. I wanted to... Oh God, I meant to edit this slide so you could see the text in case people were reading, but sorry about that. But for most people, probably just listening, if anything else. There is confirmed a Perfect Order Mega Zygarde box, like collection. It's going to have 8 packs. It's going to have a massive jumbo Mega Zygarde lenticular card. It's going to have a normal Mega Zygarde. It looks like a promo, but sometimes they sneak in just a card from the set there, and it's literally nothing special, so watch out for that. Oh, it says promo on this one. Still watch out for what I mentioned, but that one is a promo, so you're good there. He actually looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. They're really trying to cut the dildo off. Like, it's really funny how some of these cards, like, they're not really showing a whole lot of what makes them mega. You know, like the Mega Starmie, it could do whatever it's doing in that SIR, you know, where it's shooting the beam. Like, it could do that as a normal Starmie. Like, you're not really accentuating its meganess, you know? Like, you can see the mega part of the Zygarde, the dildo cannon, more on the pack than you can on the actual card. Like, I feel like they kind of know they flopped on that one. It also comes with a sticker that is apparently reusable, which I didn't know you could do, but apparently it comes with a reusable sticker. And again, if you can see it here, it's not, you know, it's not cool Pokemon necessarily to me, but that sticker does kind of go hard. He looks like a Digimon. And I think this box comes with, it looks, just from what I can tell, it looks like it's going to have 6 perfect order and 2 phantasmal. So for me, who doesn't want to rip any more phantasmal because they just don't believe that the Mega Charizard exists, and I've already packed 2 SIRs, both being the Lopunny, I don't have any business ripping phantasmal anymore. But this I will still buy because it has majority perfect order packs. So I want to rip that. That does, I think that one will be a fun ripping experience. I think this is going to be kind of equatable to like a Journey Together, where it's like, yeah, some of the cards are, well, that's hard to say because Journey Together didn't really have any flops. Yeah, this isn't really good. I don't think this will be as good as Journey Together. My point being, I think this is going to be one of the more affordable sets of the Mega era. I think this will, you know, if there's no printing issues and assuming it's printed the same amount as Phantasmal and Mega are, I think that this one is going to be the cheapest so far out of the 4 that we've seen. So if you're just looking to rip and just have a good time collecting cards, this might be your set of the Mega era. This might be it. Going back to the Ascended Heroes, I just want to talk about this every week so that everyone can see kind of the release schedule. We're not going to get any more new products again until same time in March when we get that poster collection. And the poster collection is not looking good, guys. We're going to get to a slide there, but the poster collection is I would honestly, if everyone does what I've been seeing, we're just going to want to scrap that from our minds and just wait till the booster bundles in April. The Ascended Heroes ETB drop was obviously sick. I got my Pokemon Center ones. I saw tons of videos at card shows of them getting sold for $240. The non-Pokemon Center ones for like $160. I will maybe sell one of mine there this weekend, but it will not be at market price. I would feel terrible selling at market price. It won't be at MSRP, but it will not be $240. I don't think, for sure. I don't want to do that to people. The mini tins I haven't been able to get obviously either. Still haven't been able to get tech stickers. But yeah, it's just, it's super hard. I mean, I don't want to dive into the how hard it is to get because that's spoiling conversation future in the show here, but it's super hard to get your hands on any of this at all. I also have 4 booster bundles pre-ordered from Pokemon Center back when I did my pre-order for the ETBs as well. And I'm just hoping those don't get canceled or anything too. But again, it's like I have to wait 2 months from today to even get those. So that's a long time. That's a long time. It might be until then, until I rip any Ascended Heroes at this rate. So we'll just have to see. As far as new sets go that we know of, we do know about the 30th collection. That's going to be coming out. Abyss Eye with the Mega Darkrai and Storm Emeralda with Mega Rayquaza, as well as Ninja Spinner. But I have a whole slide on that. So just an update. There are 4 sets not out yet that we know of. Maybe those names won't be like concrete, but the theme / Pokemon in them kind of are. You know, we're expecting a Greninja, a Darkrai, a Rayquaza set, and then a 30th anniversary set, pretty much. And as far as Chaos Rising goes, this is the English version of Ninja Spinner. So Ninja Spinner is going to come out March 13th. That's only like a few weeks away. So we're starting to get cards leaked now that we can see. There are some cool ones. I've heard the rumors of all 4 Deoxys forms being in them, which I and so stoked about. If they could just make, dude, they could do the first like 4-card connecting art of all 4, and if they do, that would be so ballistic, dude. I would love that. That would be crazy. I'm also looking forward to Mega Floette, honestly. I think it's so cool that they gave Floette a Mega. I just love the lore with the Floette and the whole Gen 6 like universe, I guess. And I just think it's really cool that they gave a second tier evolution a Mega. Like, it's the first of its kind. It looks pretty cool, you know. It's got a cool flower. I like it. But for Chaos Rising, the English version of Ninja Spinner, is going to release in May, so we have quite some time. That's going to be a couple months after Japan get it. But again, that's because Chaos Rising is going to include probably also the Abyss Eye, the Darkrai set, if I had to guess. So they have to both come out in Japanese first, you know. But yeah, the pack art looks cool in Japanese. I gotta say, like, I'm sure there's going to be a cool Greninja SIR that's worth a lot. And I'm probably going to say the same thing about Mega Zygarde, or as I did about Mega Zygarde, is that I think it's going to be, it's a cool card, but it's just not a Pokemon that I'm a huge fan of. Like, normal Greninja is fine, but and this one's fine too, but it's just the fact that this is a Mega, and they could have done so much with it, and all they did is say, helicopter, helicopter. They just turned him upside down, and that was it. That was it. Like, the lacking of creativity there is just... It's honestly just disgusting. It's just disgusting. They didn't even try. They literally just flipped them upside down. That's my gripe there. That's my gripe about Mega Greninja. If you missed the Pokemon Surprise Box Booster Bundle 2-pack combo from Sam's Club the other day, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, they are doing another drop, apparently. I don't know if that one's going to be online or in person only, whatever. But if you're hearing this, you know, now you know that Sam's Club will be restocking it in some capacity. And so if you are willing to go wait in line, you can do it. If you are willing to wait in line virtually, you can do it too. I have not had any luck with these. I had a buddy who was able to pick up 2 of the 2 packs, ripped both of them, didn't get anything. So, you know, do whatever you want. But PSA, these are coming back out. Pokemon Day. We teased this at the beginning, but holy shit. This, I can't understate like how big of a Pokemon Day this might be. Like, not just because of TCG, but just because of the amount of info we're going to get is just going to be so sick. Like, I anticipate us getting some kind of tease for the 30th anniversary collection for TCG, yes. I anticipate XD Gale of Darkness and Coliseum announcements, if not drops. I expect Wind and Waves, the Gen 10 set. I expect news about that, and I am also expecting, honestly, probably starters to be revealed. So my hopes are high. I'm also expecting 3 hours of mobile game bullshit, so I forgot about that. But we already know Fire Red and Leaf Green have been remastered, so, you know, sky's the limit, honestly. Like, they actually did it, folks. I can't believe it. I won't be buying these because I already have Leaf Green. I just pop that into, you know, my actual hardware rather than having to buy a virtual version. But if you grew up, you know, when this game was you know, what I'm trying to say is if you don't have a physical copy, this is a great alternative. Honestly, if I were you, I'm a guy who likes to own the cartridges for the old games. I'd probably just go buy one, especially because I think the virtual one costs like $40 each. So if it were me, I'd probably just go buy an actual Leaf Green cartridge and just play that on like a Game Boy. But you know, I'm glad that they're making it accessible for more people. And that's kind of what we need. Is just, it's not hard to remaster these things on a piece of hardware that's that much better. You know, it's like, it can't be. No, I'm not a software engineer, but it really can't be hard to port something from the same makers of a console, like the game from like, you know, 06 or whatever, 20 years later. Like, you're telling me that's difficult? Like, you could do it with all the games, I feel like, very easily. But anyways, Pokemon Day is going to be huge. If you have a local card shop or like participating stores, there's going to be like a actual in-person drop or like just Pokemon Day kind of. Most importantly for me is just this Bulbasaur promo. It's got the cool like prize pack stamp and also the 2026 30th anniversary Pokemon Day stamp. So That would look sick next to my Pikachu from the collection. So my local card shop's going to be apparently having stuff. You can look it up on Pokemon.com and see who's participating. But apparently they're also going to get loaded up with Phantasmal ETBs, Mega Venusaur Premium Collections, and Pokemon Day Collections. So you'll actually be able to buy stuff as well as hopefully get a free promo card. And there's some other goodies that they're apparently going to be giving out, but those are the big kahunas that you want to keep aware of. I did mention we were going to talk about power packs again. I did also mention that I probably won't ever be buying anymore. The exception here is if this is actually something cool. They did do an announcement that they were going to be dropping a limited time pack of some kind. So the degenning is going hard. It's just crazy that they're still releasing new packs when it's still technically in the beta. Like, I just don't understand. So I don't know what this pack could be. I don't know how you can do more dirty than a lunar pack. I was looking up some of these are the supposed prize cards. There's obviously, you know, a theme here with like kind of like collabs, but I mean, these cards are worth the same amount as the cards in like the $1,000 prize pool. So if this is like a more than lunar pack, like if they're like, here's a $3,000, $5,000 pack, not worth it. Genuinely not worth it at all. Like, terrible value, because these are the price points for like the $1,000 packs. I won't be opening anything in that sort of price range regardless, but just letting you know in case you have your hopes up. I'm hoping it's something that's like, you know, more affordable, something in like the, I don't know, maybe like $750 range. That's like, not that I would open that either, but just so that it's not astronomically, you know, GameStop fucking with everyone. Off from GameStop and off to some more bad news is, if you didn't catch on the last episode, PSA once again increased their pricing and also increased their turnaround time. Somehow they just keep getting away with it, even though they just have a clear monopoly and are abusing us with this grading system. You know, here, you know, last year it was $15 each at this time of the year, and the turnaround time was like 35 days. It's just crazy, man. 45 business days is 9 weeks. That's 3 months. Like, I get it, but like that's they're not going to even meet that. So it just sucks. It just sucks. Walmart also sucks. If you've been trying to get Ascended Heroes stuff, you probably bought some form of a Walmart Plus membership, because they're so scummy with it that they don't even let you use the free trial to buy Pokemon cards. No, you have to have the paid version. And their lines are still have huge quantity limits, like 5 each. They're still botted to hell, and you can't do anything. Even if you have Walmart Plus and are having early access, you know, you can't. I was literally at 10 a.m. when they dropped it, refreshed it on the dot, waited in line, and never even got through line. I had another buddy, and he couldn't even check out. I wouldn't let him add to cart at all. He tried everything. It's just, so I had bought the annual membership thinking it would go somewhat smoothly. I'd be able to get one item of some kind. But I just started a chat with Walmart, and I said, honestly, this is kind of unacceptable. Like, I can't even use this service that I paid for. And so because I hadn't actually taken advantage of anything Walmart Plus related, they refunded me. So if you're hearing this and you also got what you feel like hard done by Walmart Plus, go ahead and just, it does say on their website they won't refund you for the Walmart Plus membership, but if you haven't used any of those perks, go ahead and just give their chat a chat, and they should refund you like they did me, hopefully. Another thing that sucks, this is like 4 suck slides in a row, and then we're just going to go back to the blowbang slides that are all positive, you know, all giddy and thumbs up. But big box retail is, I honestly think, becoming scalpers. Like, GameStop has gotten bad over the past year. Very bad. Very, very bad. If you didn't see it with the Ascended Heroes ETBs, those suckers, they had them listed at $80 for pre-orders, okay? This is a $50 product. And that only went up as time went on, as the pre-orders kept coming. They went from 80 to 90 to I think like 120 by the time it had like finally come out. Like, just disgusting. And they're releasing now pre-orders for the premium poster collection. 10 packs for $120. 10 packs, dude. That is a $50 box, and they're selling it for over double before it's even out, dude. Just don't give in to this shit. Do not buy from this. Amazon was doing the same. Don't buy from them either. I know people will, but it's just, it sucks, dude. It's super shitty to see. Like, we're already having a hard time getting the product, and then the people selling it to you are taking advantage of that. So it sucks to see. If you can, just veto, don't buy it. It's hard to say when you're having FOMO and stuff, but if you can, again, just don't feed these shitheads. Small dub, depending how you look at it. New set comes out for TCG Pocket. I have a really hard time getting excited about this. Paldean Wonders. Gen 9 was just I mean, memed on so hard for the actual power of the game, but man, they did not cook much with a lot of the Pokemon either, and I'm just genuinely, I am not excited for this, really. Like, there's nothing that I can imagine really chasing too hard. I haven't really been a huge fan of the past couple sets they've come out with in this Mega era, and I'm still also missing the Meowth SIR from the most recent set. SIR 3-star. I'm also missing the Mega Charizard one from the Crimson Invasion set. So, or not Crimson Invasion, whatever it's called, whatever it's called in TCG Pocket terms. But it's, you know, they're just not releasing any bangers these days. So it's hard. They haven't really, yeah. The base set was good, and then since then it's just kind of been meh. So I'm not super stoked about this, but if you didn't know, we're getting a new set tomorrow, and I'll definitely rip a little, but just not looking forward a ton to it. You know, if you want to add me, we can trade, we can battle, whatever. Go ahead and add me. You know, here's my friend code. Come on, just pause the stream, grab it, friend me. Let's hang out. I do like playing the game. I do like the cards a lot. That's why I still am in it. But man, they're just not making out in the right direction with some of these sets that they're coming out with. But that's fine. Not every set can be a banger. And that's what TyraniTalk's all about, you know? The highs and the lows. We get Mega Zygarde out of a Nihil Zero pack. We get shitty TCG Pocket sets coming out. Regardless of what you think, let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Helps a ton. I promise I notice whenever I get a single subscription. Whenever you're still in the small league, it's very noticeable and very appreciated. But much love to all those watching. I hope you can get some Ascended Heroes luck, because goddamn, God knows I can't. But yeah. I hope you all, wish you all a very good Ascended Heroes. I wish you all a very good Pokemon Day 2027. That's on Friday, okay? Pokemon's doing a stream, I think at 9 a.m. So that's going to be lit. And we'll talk about it next time. So again, I love you. Thank you for coming. And I'll see you hopefully at the card show this weekend.